Hello, and welcome back to another Sun stream. Yeah, I ruined my sleep schedule, and so I haven't been able to stream all week because I've been awake during the night. I've almost fixed it though. I woke up at 3 a.m. today, so I've almost fixed my sleep schedule. And within a few more days, we'll be fully back to normal. So even though I've only been awake for how long's it been since 3 a.m. 10 hours. I've only been awake for 10 hours. But the way that goes is that I'm constantly very tired. We're not supposed to, we're not no, we're not nocturnal creatures. But anyway, we're going to be doing some arts today. I'm going to be having to go working on my comic, and this will either be a complete disaster or it'll be a lot of fun. I've got to draw some new pages today, so I've got to come up with the sketches for them. I know what I want to happen, but how I want that to look, I don't yet know. Alright, let me stick my thing in the corner, open that, and I'm all ready to go. So you saw this last page. This last page went really well. I'm really happy with this page. And the story here of what's going on is so starting right here, this page here, was the thief pickpocket chase enters this area. They leap down from some buildings. They crash. He gets knocked off the building, but he grabs onto a zipline using the necklace he's stolen as a sort of thing to hold on. He immediately chases with him, and he starts surfing on the clothesline. It's going to end in this sort of apartment balcony area here. That's where they're going. But how do they get there? That's the thing to decide. Here's the plan I had since before I drew all this. So you see a establishing shot, drops down from height. We got all that. We're sort of right here. Julius launches into the air over the thief, and the thief is shocked, and then they both land at the same time in the balcony. That's what we're going to draw in however many pages. In terms of motion, in terms of animation, I get it completely. In fact, I'll draw it right here to show you what I mean. Let's bring the tablet over. Yosh. Hello, welcome. Alright, what are we doing? What pen do we use to depict this? I use this one. Alright. So they're going down this zip line. Building here. And so we got the thief right here. He's clinging on, and then we got the other guy right here. He's sort of zooming down. He's going to jump in the air over him, and so for the first time in the chase, he's actually going to be ahead of him in the whole story. So this is a big moment, and so the thief he's gonna look up, and he's gonna see him flying over the top of him. But he's not going to immediately catch him. They're both going to crash land into this balcony area here, and then they're going to have a fight in the balcony area. So either in one page, or hopefully one page, we can depict this part happening, where he jumps over it. Whereas I was on the wrong layer, so I'm going to put that somewhere else. Alright. Where's my boxes? Okay. I think I'm no, sorry. Forgive me, Bonnie. I can see you. You said I think I'm shadow banned against Sag. You're not shadow banned. Sorry, I woke up at 3 a.m. today. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule. I ruined it. So I'm a little tired. Forgive me if I'm slow. We'll get there. But let's see. So there's a few sort of shots that I can imagine. We're going to draw them outside the panels here, just like on their own. Let's see. What should we? So we want to have the shot of the thief looking up. That's an idea. So he's sort of looking up, and it would be looking through from above. So there'd be the zip line going across there, and then his hands a bit low, and then the thing, and then his legs like that maybe, and he'd be looking up like that. As I swoosh past. After make that a bit more dramatic, actually, I can probably put that whole body in there like that. We're doing. His hand's going to be blocking it. That's trouble. But that's sort of one panel, and then I'd have to. Oh no, I couldn't see. When I imagined this in my scene, I imagine a sort of like he would be in shadow because of the guy above him. But one figure with an abyss below him. I don't know how I'd do a shadow actually. I don't think that's possible. Okay, that's one shot. That's one shot. Maybe I won't include. Another shot is basically what he's seeing. So it'd be from above. The guy's like jumping up or something. whatever pose he would have. What hand is he holding the sword? He's holding it in his left hand at the moment, which is his left hand. This is his left hand. So he'd be holding the sword in his left hand, and it would be almost totally silhouetted. And there'd be the sort of the sun. Actually, no, the sun's elsewhere at the moment. It would. Well, there'll be the sky. There'll be the sky, and maybe some indication of that. And another possibility is to have him just sort of looking up, like that. That's another idea. Hey, sun is here. Sun is here. I should do more sun-related things. Like I should have a mascot, and it's just like the sun. It's like a little mini sun on my desk, like Doctor Octopus. All right, well, let's do the finish part where there's gonna be the balcony, and they're gonna go into it. The zip line ends there, and they fall through somehow. I probably want to show more of this balcony somehow because they're going into it. They're going into it, so maybe. Maybe we'd be viewing from inside the balcony actually. Maybe not. No, I don't want to listen to this song. That'll do. Let's see, maybe like that. I think there was a table in my plan. And then there was like a screen right here. I'll leave that blank. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of a shot. I don't know how big this balcony is, so there. One would be following here, and then the other one would be like here. Maybe. How are they going to fall into this balcony? Okay, so he's going to be normal, actually. Maybe I should do it from outside the balcony. I'll try both. I'll try both. So he's going to be coming down here, legs like that. No, he'd be letting go of it at that point, I think. Maybe I should just have him. I don't know. So he's coming down this way, and then he's upside down. No, I'm not feeling this one. Let me make that smaller. I drew that way too big. Oh crap. There's one idea. what's this? Speed lines. Let's try it a bit further away. Maybe there could be a whole another panel of them in the thing. Let's try again. Let's try it from outside the balcony. So I have the balcony like there. Then we do basically the same thing, but I think this one might be better. Yeah, I think that one's better. It's sort of even though I've got the where is it? Even though I've drawn the balcony in the previous page, it's not really in focus. You wouldn't. I don't think a reader would expect it. So having them appear in the balcony would be weird. I think I need to have this effectively as an establishing shot of the balcony. I think that makes sense. So I'd have taken an X for that. This one here, these could also be interchangeable. I think I need this. No, maybe I need both of them. I need a shot of him jumping. I need a shot of him how he would leap into the air. You know, so he's surfing at the moment, but he's not jumping. He's gonna hold on. I don't want to listen to this song. He wants to he's got to jump in the air. I don't want to repeat this panel here, even though that is a good sort of panel for saying, oh, he's gonna jump now. But maybe I could have a really small panel of that, and then it cuts to him jumping, and then it cuts to him looking back at it, and then it cuts to him falling. And then this could be like kind of a big panel, maybe even make it like that sort of shape or something. All right, let's draw that jumping panel. Maybe even it may be like a 2-panel thing. Let's see. What's this line here? What layer is that on? That weird. I'll leave that there. All right. Jumping. Do I want it from the front or the back? Or from the side? What angle was most dramatic? If I draw him jumping from the back, then we're very much let's see what both look like. So we've got the zip line here. He's on the bottom, and then he jumps up. So he jumps up, and his sword was somewhere around here, and then we can have like the fire to really indicate that he jumped. If I do it like that, even with some perspective, it looks like he's a lot closer than he actually is, and it also doesn't really clearly indicate the movement of him. I don't think. In which case, drawing it from the side maybe a way of going about it. Let's try the side. And then we just can't see him on the page. That's one idea. These sketches are getting worse by the minute. And let's do it from the front. Hold on. This is so bad. I need to label which way things are facing. Maybe have the sword facing upwards. We could do that, and then have the. Oh, I'm not really pleased with any of these actually. Hmm. And so the panel after it would be, I guess, that, and then that, and I think the one from the side best communicates the motion. What if I did not fully from the front or fully from the back, but like a three-quarter view? But which direction? I think it's more dramatic if we can see his face, because then we see his emotion, and the action is perhaps more clear. Let's try that. Let's add an empty lane between it so I don't merge these down. Let's see. Draw a box and put him in the box. And then we had like a thing like that on the end of it. Maybe a slight indication of this, of him at the back, so we know what we're looking at. I think this might be the one. And drawing this makes it really clear that I need a panel before it. A small panel. Something to indicate that he's about to jump. How can I communicate this? What if it was like a tiny little panel like this, and it's just his feet. With like a yeah, the bit holding the sword like that. So basically, just a repeat of the last panel, but just to communicate that it's doing something. Maybe it'd have to have some kind of something like something like that. Like the pose changes. Yeah, that's it. I have to imitate this to get an idea. So he's surfing on it, and then he's, when he's not having any problems, he should be a sort of a balanced pose. But when he goes to jump, there's got to be a change of pose. So his left leg stays normal, but the right leg goes in sort of like a cocked position. Okay. Let's try and draw that. Like that. Then we can have like a spark there to indicate that it's moved. And then yeah. Okay. Let's put these together and see if we can how many pages we can make here. Let's see. So that's first, followed by this one. Would these be on the same page? Let me see. And then we want this one. Make that a bit smaller, maybe. Put that there. And then the next page will have that. Followed by this one. And then we don't need any of the rest. We can just delete them all. Actually, we'll just copy paste this, and then delete all the rest. 2 pages. 2 pages. Okay, but we can probably adjust some of the proportions of these. What's more important? This is a small panel. This is a bigger panel, I think. Or is it? Can't tell how these should be arranged. I think this one here should be the bigger one, almost like a splash page. So let's bring this whole thing down a bit. Cut it off somewhere. I'll raise the balcony a bit, I think. Raise the balcony a bit. And then I'll bring this down a bit. I'll bring him down. I'll make this bigger. So that's really quite dramatic. Actually, if his head is there, then the zip line will have to be like here, and then he'll have to have his hand here, or I'll figure that out when I draw it. Which one here was the more dramatic? The jumping or the reacting? They're kind of both the same. I've got a bigger panel of him here, so I think I should reverse it and make it bigger here. Okay, I think we've got it. I think we've got the plan. Now we've just got to draw it a bit better. Stick them, just leave them down here. There's a lot of difficult poses here. There's these jumping poses here, and his arms and his legs could be doing anything. But we've got to communicate where people are, the angle, the kind of intensity of the motion. Let's have a go. Do we want any diagonal panels here? What if I make this one diagonal? It gives us more room, but I've drawn too many diagonal panel borders here. I think I've got to not be so crazy about it. So I think we'll just have a panel here, maybe a bit bigger. Like that, and then that. Well, I just realised I'm doing too many horizontals. You know, I'm not doing enough vertical stuff. I don't think it's avoidable. Now I'm tempted to do the vertical panel, to do diagonal panels. No. I think we'll live. Let's do our count. Let's do a count. See how boring are our panels. There's really not very many. This one here, this was all horizontals. There were no columns. It's all rows, as they're in rows. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not too many. It's not too many. I can get a pass on it, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me go find it. What folder have I got it in? Show you exactly what I mean. Resources, collages. What I'm trying to avoid. This is what I'm trying to avoid. This is a panel of I think a Wonder Woman comic, and oops, and it's all just rows. There's no columns in most of the panels. This is too much. It's very boring. See, this is a normal looking page, but most of them are like this. Very boring. Don't do this. In fact, I was so interested in this one that I edited it. I edited out the sort of what the panel boxes are, and as you can see, it's very, very boring most of the time. It's it misses a lot of opportunities for not more interesting paneling, but more interesting cinematography. When you do it like this, the pacing becomes very static, in my opinion. I did it because I was upset with this panel here, which looks like a total spider's web, but it was like one of those crazy, wacky panels. And it looked really impressive. It's like, oh, this person's such a pro at art. They can do these kinds of crazy things with the paneling, but then the rest of their comic looks like this. What's really going on here? You know, so I was suspicious of it. But so there you go. So we've got panels here, and it's all horizontal. So I'm hesitant. I wonder, is this am I making it boring? But I can't think of any ways to do it differently. Or maybe I could actually. What if? Hold on. Here's an idea. What if I made these vertical? So the jumping panel is like this, and it's like that, or maybe even diagonal, and then the reacting panel is like that. Interesting. I think if I do it like this, if I do it like that, it makes it seem like he's reacting too quickly. He hasn't actually reached the guy yet. That's what I think if I do it like that. It is more interesting though. No. Actually, no. It does another thing as well. If I have a long vertical panel like that, it really implies that he's jumping upwards rather than towards us. And I think even if I were to add lots of speed lines to really indicate the direction, I don't think I would achieve it. I think having a vertical panel really suggests vertical movement in that sort of way. It can. I think in this situation it would. And then I think in this panel here, I think it would almost make it look like he's sliding upwards. That's my hunch. What about the other panel? Is there anything I can do there? No. This panel here is pretty fixed in shape, and this one here could be a vertical one, but I haven't got room for it. What about the small panel? What if could I make it like? Could I make that like that? And no, I think that would crunch him into the corner a bit. No, I don't think there's anything I can do here. I think they're gonna be all horizontals, and we're just gonna live with it. I hope it's not because I'm tired that I'm making bad panel decisions. All right, let's see. The foot one is going to be the easiest one. That's things Sun says. All right, but it's going to be especially easy because I can just look at the previous panel. I don't want to listen to this song. It's too electronic. I need to calibrate my camera as well because I'm looking too far downwards, so it's making me look upwards. All right, that's better. The immersion. All right. Let's see. Sword here. No. We'll draw the feet first. So here's who's going there, and then this one here is going to be the focus one, and it's going to be going up like that. I think I should even gotta really emphasize that it has moved position. Almost like like you do like a runner, he's just starting his run. It's exactly the same pose. Alright. And then we'll have a spark line there. And then sword, and then what was his hand like that? All right. What do we want to put this panel? How do we? Do we want it in the center or the front? I think having it like that. I'm gonna put it there. See how that goes, and then the rest of the line should be the speed lines in whatever direction it's going. All right. I'll join these just to remind me. Alright. Ooh, I think having twisting the sword increases some of the dramaticness. I think I should do that. Alright. Could I see the zipline from here? Maybe. Oh, there'd be fire as well. Tricky. Okay. That's that panel. Now we've got the first difficult one. We've got him jumping up. Now, I think the first question is, where should his sword be? I mean, let's go act it out. I'm going to go get on a zipline myself and surf on a sword. Use my handy dandy fly swatter. Alright. So he's on there, and he would have been like that. So the sword would be facing downwards, I think. And then his chest would be coming forward. I think his right leg would be coming out, and his left leg would be back, because he pushed off with his right. Oh, hang on now. If he pushed off with his right foot. No, I think it makes sense. Because then he's pushed for it, so it's gone forward, and then I don't think that actually really matters. I don't think anyone will notice that, but and then his arm would be back, and they would be sort of diagonal like that, like he's doing some sort of samurai draw, but and then the sword is sort of parallel in that to the direction he's going. Maybe a little bit pointed downwards. All right, let's see if I can remember that and draw it. Ooh. This is one of the things that is really challenging about that I found doing the comic. So I've done art for a long time, and I've drawn all kinds of poses and figures and stuff. But when you're doing just an illustration, just a single static pose, you pick and choose your pose, and without even realizing it, you often pick very easy poses. But when you're doing this, it is the story that depicts what your pose and your camera angle should be, and so you draw things that you never draw in an illustration. So it's very difficult in that sense. But it's surely a good learning experience. Okay, let's figure out how to draw that. I think for this one we'll go with a stick figure first. Oh, I didn't think about the hips. So okay, I can imagine the shoulders. Wait. Oh no, I've done it completely wrong in my head. I was holding the fly sword with my right hand, but he's holding the sword with his left hand. So the pose is totally different. This changes everything. Ha, dang it. Okay, well, I can guess that the sword is going to be like that. And he's holding it like that. And his arm is like bent like that, I think. Wait. I think his arm was like that. His head's got to be somewhere around here. And then the other one was like that, and his hand's probably out like that. And then I think the opposite leg would want to be up. So like, no, it's not a very dramatic pose. I think. Can I do it the other way? Maybe I can. Let's try like that. And that leg's coming up, and this leg's coming down like that. And then there'd have to be the fire going past. This really doesn't look very dynamic. This looks weird. Maybe I need it really more downwards. Let's try. Yeah, maybe that's it. The chest has to be prominently outwards. Looks like he's got two heads. And the legs are more apart. and then the hand is really back. These are like that. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We have to find it like that. And then what his hand would be leading, head would be leading towards the thing, I think. Maybe even pointing downwards a bit. All right, let's try and draw that a bit cleaner. Try to figure out this pose, and what camera angle we're looking at it. We're looking at it from the viewpoint of the thing, the zip line. So it's slightly underneath, I think. All right. Hmm. It looks so goofy. It's out. It's like that. And then this one here would come like that. Now that's going downwards, isn't it? It's downwards. Grab the sword somewhere around there. And the sword would be in front of everything. And then this one here would be going back. Also, this one should also be going quite outwards. Like that. And its head. Like... Oh, I think I was going to do that differently. Kind of looks leaping. Yeah, I'd probably straighten this out to indicate the direction more. What about this for? Maybe I could bring this in a bit, maybe? Well, it's getting there, it's getting there. Can we rotate the whole thing? Do I want that higher or lower? Maybe like that. Can't tell. I don't like how the position of these. I swear I've got there's a comic page I'm thinking of. Let me see if I can find it. That comes to mind. But I might be thinking of something else. It was from Ushio Totoro. There's a lot of dynamic poses in this. And surely one of him doing this kind of leaping action. But just sort of scroll through a little. What's that one? No, he's standing in that one. What's that one? No. That's right. I knew this would be a bit of a low energy stream. I'm kind of tired, but I'm not tired in that I could go to sleep. I've only been awake for 10 hours. It's just sort of a poor sleep habits tired because I've been awake all night. No, I don't think I'm going to find what I'm looking for. It's too specific. But I'm 2/3 of the way through this, so I'm gonna stick it out and scroll to the bottom of my folder of this comic. I think I found what I was thinking of, but it's not what I'm really looking for. I think I was thinking of this page where he sort of he jumps, but maybe it's better than mine. Maybe it's better than mine. He's got his legs are sort of bent. Maybe I should rip this off. I mean, let me see if there's any other pages. It's not stealing, it's learning. Are there any others? I think there was another, but I think I've gone past it. Oh no, okay. I did find the other one I was thinking of, but it's totally different. It's not at all suitable. There's this one here. It's sort of this is very much I don't think he's jumping up. I think he's falling down on this one here. So that's totally different. Um, oh, this one is really dynamic. This is a really this one's here really dynamic. All right, so we've reached the end of that folder. Let's see what we can learn. So that's really. I'm almost tempted to do that. You know, his hands are back. That's really dynamic. Let's crop these out. Let's crop these out because that's really cool. There's nothing from this one. Obviously, it's something. What am I doing? Losing track of what I'm doing. Was it this one or this one? Yeah, it was that one. All right. Do we learn anything from these jumping panels? Immediately, it's way better than my one. I think in both of these he has the legs are bent inwards, and I think because that really indicates that it's like it's at that point in the jump where I think I've done mine in a different kind of way. I think mine is not as dramatic. In both of these, the arms are kind of back, and the chest is really forward to the point where it's like it's just we're looking straight down the torso. This is from a comic called Ushio Totoro, by the way, or manga rather. I forget the author's name, but it was not a very popular manga, all things considered. I mean, I think it sold very well, but it didn't seem to. I'm just gonna redraw the whole thing, but no one's ever heard of it anymore. Oh, hang on, I forgot we was listening to music. I took my headphones off to act out poses. What are we listening to? This song. Okay. Alright, what should we... What kind of pose should we do here? The face here. Make the face forward. Maybe that's it. Okay. That is a good idea. And then the torso is really inwards. And then and then that's like that. And hmm. Well, he's got the sword going outwards. Maybe we'll do that. Do we? Tricky. What if like the sword's like facing inwards? Because he's it's like it's being dragged by the air. Hmm. And I've got his hand going outwards, but does that make any sense? Should it just be going straightward or should it be going backwards? Is this high voltage again? No, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. We do like that, then it's like... Oh, it's such a wonky pose. Maybe being up all night and trying to design stuff was a bad idea. What if I do like the whole thing downwards? So it's like I can probably just grab both of these and tilt them. Oh, I think that might be better actually. I don't like how he looks like a frog. How do I fix that? Oh, I just that we're getting there. Hold on, that's kind of interesting. Have like a gesture like that. And then that arm's like that, and then now we got some alignment with this. And that's just totally back. I think this has to be longer. Okay, let's draw this a bit cleaner. See if we've got anything here. Probably draw it with the clothes on because they're going to be obscuring much of the body. So if it's not visible with the clothes, if the pose doesn't make sense with the clothes on, then there's no point drawing it with the clothes off. Maybe I should go get references of skaters. I feel like that might be more helpful here. This should be really steep. Why is my eraser so big? There we go. Well, it's better. It's better than what I had before. I will say that. Let's get rid of the old ones. They're no good. All right, it's better. We're getting there. I'll get rid of these now. I don't want to keep looking them up for like I'm cheating. It's better, but it's still. It really looks like a skater pose. I'm gonna. I have to get a skater pose. Hold on. I'm googling skaters. Let's see. Skater jumping. No, that's a yoga thing. Skateboard jump. Yeah, it's a skater pose. Can I find something really close to what I've just drawn? That's funny. I think I should just make this leg here just totally straight. I think the curve is not helping. Huh, look at that. Does this need the pose of this one really? It's just not. What do I want it? What if it's what? Oh, hang on. Let's just get the sword on its own and see what manipulating that does. What if it's outwards? Yeah, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. What about inwards? See, if I do that, it hits the leg. And then I don't know whether I should put it behind the leg or in front of the leg. But he was holding it downwards, and he wasn't holding it. What if I have it upwards? Yeah, I don't think that's possible. Oh, I'm so torn on it. That's not so bad. That's but I don't like how wide it is. If it's wide, it doesn't have the right motion. I think if I have it like that, I've got more opportunity to have sort of the lines going in the direction that I want. What did I have it originally? I had it. It's a bit too high up. I think I do have to bring it down a bit. Now, what about these hands? What am I doing with these? So I think maybe are these. Hmm. What if I indicate it like that, and then actually this one here is coming upwards? And his hands like downwards. That's not too bad. We'll have that like that, and can we have that like no. What if we have it go inwards and then outwards? No, it's got to be. What about like that? And he's like doing that. So this is indecipherable to anyone who can't see inside my brain. I think that's Not too bad, and then this. And then what if we just distort like the whole thing to be I'm gonna have to draw it yet again. Oh, I don't want to listen to this. It's too high energy for me. Okay. All right, we have the head here. Also here. Maybe like that, and then grabbing the hand there. And then what's this leg doing? Let's make it more like there. Do that. And then and the sword. Still not there. Still not there. Maybe I do need to bring the whole hand outwards like that. Oh, now it looks like a goofy pose. Maybe I need to take the whole sword part, just sword back. No, it's got to be a prominent part. Maybe it was a mistake to make this leg shorter. So I lost some of the I've done just the top part of the sandal. It looks like combined with the dress, it looks like he's wearing socks. Hmm. Okay, redraw number a billion. Ah, so you went for the perspective shot. Oh, hello, Shaka. I've been how many hours? We're like 20 hours. We're an hour in. I've been drawing this I've been drawing this exact bit for ages trying to figure out how it should look. Here we are on drawing it again. I saw there were a few old shots. Yeah, I think this is like attempt 7 or something. But with each one, we get a bit closer. With each one, we get a little bit closer to how it should be. And at this point, I'm tempted to steal a pose from a manga. Because it's better than mine. This one, the hand. I've got the hand. It looks like he's gonna have to grab him. I don't know if I should have that. It's kind of weird. I draw the sandals properly this time because otherwise it looks like he's got thigh highs on or knee highs. Okay. It's not a good pose. It's not a good pose. It's not dynamic. The hand makes no sense. There's no reason for the hand to be here. I'm just gonna. It's gone. I'll put it on another layer. What if we just have the hand go like that way, and then have it like here. Okay, I'm gonna also grab the hand holding the sword. Grab that. Manipulate that. Oh, hang on. That's not bad. That's not bad. Can I get away with twisting the sword back to where it was though, or is that gonna ruin it? Yeah, it ruins it. I think we're just gonna have to go with something like this. I think that's the best pose, and then make that leg bigger. That'll be on display. Maybe we can make the head come down? Or what about upwards? Maybe upwards is better. It's not quite perspective-y. Anyway, let's draw the that. And then have like that. And then we can have the fire go. I think we're going with this one. To indicate the direction. It's not too bad, it's a bit static. The body has a nice crossbow shape. Yeah, it kind of does. Like it sort of like the legs are kind of straight, and then the arms fan out. That kind of makes sense. That's what you would do if you jump up, I suppose. Kind of like a pose. Hmm. Oh, it almost makes me wonder if I should move the leg down. Or up. Is that better? I think that might be better. Oops. Oh, give me the right tool. There we go. What if I had like the foot like down like that? I think it might be better. I'll draw it properly. What if I had it like that? I think going down like that maybe the way. I think it. Yeah, you know, I think it looks like it's. Now, how do I, now, let's try and make it clearer that he's coming towards us more. Let's do that, and then let's bring the sword forward more. You know, I think we're finally. This is like the 10th, the 5th time I've said, "Oh yes, this is finally it," and then I'm like, okay, now let's draw it again, and then it's not, I ruin it. There we go. All right, I feel like I've got it this time. All right. This hand here is forward. That's still back, maybe. It's also somewhere here. And then that's back, definitely back. And then I'll figure out the fingers later. And then the leg, there's almost a twist to the leg. This is almost like a Spider-Man pose now. It's got that kind of look to it. Oh, yeah. You could always quickly redraw it on the side and compare. I feel like it helps. Well, I've already deleted all the old drawings. It's so over. What I do for testing stuff is I'll like crop it out and I'll just like put it on another layer and turn the layer off and then turn it back on and it's in like the same place. But I've already deleted everything else. So they're dead, gone with the wind. Although I've got the VOD this, so I'm always tempted to sort of go through this and crop out each attempt I did just to see how many I did. Look at this hand. What is this hand? Let's see, one, two, three, four. It's got 5 fingers. I don't even think AI can do hands like this. This only a human can do this. It's like I've like the only finger here that is correct is the thumb. Like the middle finger, which should be the longest finger, is the shortest finger. That's something else. That was something else. It's still a bad hand, whatever. In fact, it's too big. It's too big. Let's shrink it a little. Okay. Have I drawn the whole body yet? I'll go redraw the background. Boom, boom, boom. Um. Okay, I've got it all now. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's still he's it's not the right angle. I feel like he should be coming straight towards us more. I want it to be. It's too. It's like it's almost like it's from the side. Maybe it's the face. Maybe it's the face. Get rid of the face. No, that doesn't change anything. In fact, that makes it worse. I've got to. What have I got to do? I think it's got to be. The leg is coming out a bit. Arrest him. He's grokking. Oh dear. Maybe it's this leg. Perspective. It's what if I add a bunch of lines? Where would the lines be going in this pose, in this situation? Be going like. No, it still looks like he's going to the side. Doesn't at all look like he's maybe it's the background. Maybe it's the background. What if I move the background? What if I fiddle with that and make that like here or something? I think it helps a little bit. It's because it's on the side. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Would it help if the sword flame thing went behind the character? You mean like have it curved back behind it? I think I did that in a few poses and it didn't feel quite right, but let's I'll show you what I mean. You know, it's like a imagine this guy going behind. Oh. No, the whole thing coming out of it. Oh, you mean the fire? The fire. I think it helps a little bit. What if I move this leg? I'm obsessed with this leg. If I bring it down. I think it's gonna be this leg. I think this leg is really dictating the sense of perspective. I think if I do that, it looks like it's coming forward much more. Maybe the skirt also a bit. What if I fiddle with that? I should never say that again. The word fiddling and skirts don't go together. All right, I think it looks a bit more forward now. What about the other leg? What if I bring that inwards? Hmm. What if I twist the whole upper torso? Ah, interesting. I need to grab the bottom bit as well, I think. Alright, I think that's interesting. Is it better than before? I think it is. I think that is an improvement. What should we do with the sword now? I don't think I can move that. I think that's stuck in place. What about this? There's 2 jazz hands. Alright. It's getting there. It's getting there. Can I move the background again? Bring that further. I can bring that closer. It's feeling much more forward now. Okay, I think I've got to sketch in some of the hair. That'll give us, because that's going to block a lot, I imagine. What does his hair even look like? I've forgotten his character now. There we go, like that. Okay. Do I want it going up or down? Always going up. No. Oh dear, what a mess. Any other details? No. Okay. I think we'll have him facing downwards. It's a bit of an awkward angle. All right. I think I could bring the sword in a little bit, maybe. No, I'm tempted. Oh. Okay, we're going outward, I think. I think I need to make this arm bigger. I just keep fiddling with it. I just keep fiddling with it. Hello, I am Hex. Hello, Hex. Welcome. His hand's too big, I think. Okay. Let's draw it again. My god, we're not going to get to the end of this. I swear, if all these are going to be this difficult, I'm in trouble. Also, the more I draw this bottom part of the tunic, the more it's turning into a pleated skirt. No. It doesn't matter. That looks. That's okay. Who is wrong and who is right? Would there be... There would probably be stretches here, I imagine. I don't know if they'd be visible from what I'm drawing there. Right, let's try and draw this hand. No idea where that's coming from. I think it's coming towards us. And that one's going away from us. Mm. Okay. I think I need to make this leg like that. Whew. Let's have a go at the face. What face did he have last time? He had a kind of serious looking glare. So we'll continue that, I think. And what should his hair be doing? I'm never good at drawing the hair being pushed back by the wind. His face, the expression ain't right. I'll fix it in a bit. I think it's the chin shape as well. It's not quite right. Hair's not poofy enough. Let's draw the sword. I'll figure out how to draw this properly one day. I'll have to get the right length for that when I draw it properly. Alright, we can get rid of that now, and now we can focus on this again. Where's paste? Paste. Son, may I distract you for 5 seconds? Go ahead. Do feel free. Do I dive? I don't think so. I don't think I've got any rules in it. I don't think anyone's ever posted a link though, so you will be the guinea pig to find out if I've got links disabled or not. That's hideous. It's the most hideous thing I've ever seen. It looks like a horse's shoes, a horse feet. That's worse than the Mario boots. They're so apparently that Jesus Christ. That's even worse. It's even worse. No wonder God has abandoned us. Oh, that's atrocious. As a sock connoisseur, it does not get my seal of approval. Which way would he be looking? I think to do this, I think I need. Can't be. It's gonna put it in the right place. I think this whole part here's got to be dark. And how I'm gonna figure out how to do it in color, I don't know. Mouth looks too big. Maybe I don't even need to draw the mouth. What am I listening to? Laughing on the outside. Let's see. Oh, his eyes look weird. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. The eyes aren't quite right, but it's not too bad. Probably, can I make the head bigger? No, I think it's... Let me grab it. Ah, okay. I'm settled with that. I think that is as good as I'm gonna get it. Now, composition. Where's it going? He will, yeah, I'll probably edit it later. Now, one thing I've I found it's good good for comics is to zoom things in as much as you can, like as much. I don't think I do it everywhere, but I mean, I find a good page where I think something's zoomed in more than you would normally. because I think it really adds a lot. Yeah, I think here this one here. I feel like the close-ups of the face, they're really zoomed in, they're really cropped. You can barely see anything. Every part of it's butting up against the frame. In this one here, he's oh, hang on, that's my Death Note song. They his whole hair's cut off. I could have drawn his whole hair, but it looks better if you don't. It looks better if you zoom it in more. I think as much as you can if you can zoom things in. But I think here, I don't think I can zoom in too much. Alright. My goodness. What's the oh god, there's another difficult pose. Although this pose here, I've already drawn this pose before. It's sort of he's not gonna change his pose changing down. But this is a perspective shot, so let's try that one then. Alright, what can I merge down here? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. There we go, merge that in. That's an empty layer. What's on that layer? That's my brief. Okay. Time for the next one. You know, I thought, how long are we into it now? You know, I thought after an hour and 40 minutes, I'd have a bit more drawn than 2 panels, and 1 panel's not even like a proper panel. My goodness. Alright. Let's see. That. Face. Body. Maybe do it like that. Let's see. Now the difficult part of this here is getting his arms out the way, because his arms are holding onto the thing. So they're gonna be like here or something. So how am I gonna see his head? Maybe his head would be leaning back, but then it looks like he's really leaning back. Maybe they should be forward. This is the pose. He's in this pose, and we're looking at it from above. I think it makes sense for his arms to be forward and him looking back. Okay, somewhere around there. And he's here, and I'm covering the whole screen in black. Okay. And what hand is holding the thing? It is his left hand. Okay. So I think geometrically, I think there's like this kind of shit going on. His hand will be here. I think I need a box here. I need a box. I think that's the only way I'm going to do this. We gotta put him in a box. Maybe not. Maybe. Other hand there. Coming up and grabbing the thing here, and then the zip line is like here, I guess. Maybe we'll move it later. But head, torso, pelvis. What do we want to be doing with his legs? Where do we want to put his legs? His right foot forward. And then that like that. Okay, we've covered it in black again. There we go again. Put that down. This is apparently how I draw. Just delete everything. Draw it again, draw it again, draw it again until we get it. I drew that line going up too far. Okay. And here. I don't think this is working. We don't need to see all of his face. It can be a little bit obscured, I think. Right. I think we've got a start here. This is a start. Now we can probably work with this and make it better. Oh. I'd have no chance. If I was a traditional artist, I'd have no chance. I have no idea how traditional artists draw anything at all. Because I have to get, I move stuff around so much. The first draft was nothing. Alright, this is starting to look like something. Although he's got this really hair that comes out, so it's going to be hard to get that out of the way. I think I'm going to have to try and draw his face a little bit here. Upside down heads, impossible to... Hang on a minute, I drew him upside down like 20 pages ago. Let me see what that looks like. What did I draw there? Oh no, I didn't. I did a kind of... Nah, it's the wrong angle. It's the wrong angle. Not the right angle. Sweating profusely, trying to control Zed while painting in the Sistine Chapel. You know, I've watched. Have you watched Sharko? Have you watched any of Man Ben? It's Naoki Urasawa's series where he records manga artists doing their manga. Really good series, but of course they're almost all traditional art. And I see they just when they have to move something around, they have to erase the drawing. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And so, sometimes they even have to go and get like another piece of paper and stick it on top of theirs, and then they can move it around. You can find the whole thing on archive.org. You can find like the whole series. He who does he do that's notable? He does the author of Akira, whatever that guy's name is, Otomo something. He does the author of Akira, although I think that episode's been deleted. Oh, he did the let's see. I don't know. He's done like some famous people and some not famous people. It's a good series though. He didn't do Osamu Tezuka because Osamu Tezuka was dead, but he did do their assistants. Alright, this is not too bad. This is not too bad of a head. I can. It needs to be a slightly different angle, but that's a good start. Which means it's going to take another seven attempts. Let's see if we can figure out the body though. Right. How was this one holding it anyway? I can't even remember. Oh, it's like a chain. Okay. So it should be like coming out a bit. It's not too bad. I think the other one's mostly obscured by the thing. I don't even know where it'd be. So extraordinary. Emotion. Looks like most of the body's obscured. That may be to my benefit. I think I need to bring the knee down a bit. The other hand would have to be here. It would have to be that there. Alright, what do we have? Is it dramatic? Well, it's certainly viewed from above. None of the trouble from last time. I think this is coming outwards a bit too much. I think it needs to be more. I don't know. Right, let's. Oh, we've already got the head cut off. Wonderful. I was going to say, can I make that move it around a bit? I want it to be different angle. I can't morph it into the angle. What if I make the hand even bigger? What would that look like? Um, I think maybe it's going too inwards a bit. I feel like it's. Oh, tricky, tricky, tricky. Hmm. All right. Well, actually, I'll tell you what. Let's figure out which sort of way this zip line should be going. Because that also dictates how it looks. I think I need to get rid of the low opacity one. See it more clearly. It really changes how it looks. I think I had it right the first time. Alright. But can I rotate the whole thing in any way? Because I definitely got to zoom in it, I know that. But where do I want it? I need to see the whole page as a whole. I'm kind of tempted to put it like that. And then what if do I want to bring his legs in? Is that what I want to do? What if I bent the legs? Like bring it down like that. No, I think they're fine. I think they're fine. Alright. Let's redraw this one. Right, so I want this to be more towards us. See if I can pull it off. So he's more looking somewhat directly at us. It's really hard to make these kinds of alterations. Is that how I want it, or do I think I might have gone too far? No, I like that. I like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Can maybe it'll be easier to draw these from this. I can sort of imagine like he's sat down on the toilet or something, praying to Jesus. So maybe it makes sense to sort of bring his shoulders in a bit. He's on the toilet praying to Jesus. Oh, I wonder actually, would it be interesting to do it like that then? What does that look like? No, that looks completely nonsense. Yeah, sometimes you can draw things at a rotated angle and it just works. Sometimes not. In this case, the thing has to be in that orientation. Alright, how does that look from the other angle then? I can probably make this hand bigger. And then we can have this part here come up. Well, maybe I can even twist this a little to better do the perspective. Gotta make sure that's actually pretty thick. Alright, I think we may have it. I think we have it. Face looks a little plain, but that's alright. I think we have it. I can probably bring this leg in a bit more. Oh, I've grabbed the knee. Oops. Alright. Good going, good going. That one was considerably easier than the last one. Thank heavens. Alright, we've designed a page. From initial idea to better sketch. That of course still needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Ooh. Stand up for a minute. Oh. All right, what do we have? What do we have for the Oh god, we've got to draw another pose of him jumping. Well, we've drawn it once, so we've got to just draw it again, but in a more extended pose and from a different angle. So it's a unique pose, and it is mostly silhouetted. It's mostly silhouetted, so it should be simple, I think. And there's a very foreshortened view of his face there with the thing blocking it. Oh god, it's gonna be tough. Oh. Oh. And then the next pose features them falling off the balcony, I suppose. Falling off the zip line. Should I draw it, or should I go to bed? Let's have a go. Let's have an attempt, and if we find out it's going to be difficult, then we'll just go to bed. Alright. My headphones back on and see what we're listening to. I haven't listened to this in a while. I don't want to listen to it though. So we're looking up at him. We're going to have a face here. Have I drawn this one before? Did I? I drew. I think that's about as high as I got. I want to see. Can I give myself an easy time here? Oh, even that. Oh, he's totally off model in this old one though. Hair doesn't look right. I don't think I have any easy angles to take from. No, I don't. Okay. No, this shall be a new angle that I've not drawn before. All right. Nose, mouth, eye. Headband. Nose here, mouth here. And then the thing was forward, so now it being forward has caused us trouble. So it means that I don't think I can include this guy. I don't think I can do this. It's too foreshortened. Oh, his hand's supposed to be here anyway. Ah, no, his hand's got to be here, but then the zip line's, I guess, basically the same place. It's just totally foreshortened. What does... speaking of Akira does these angles all the time. I'm finding an Akira panel to see if I can see how they do it. Let's find one. Dum dum dum. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, there's one, but it's... Oh, I've ruined it. Hold on. There's one, but it's from the wrong angle. It's not quite right. Or maybe it is right. I don't know. Well, let's get a few more. Let's get a few more and see if we can learn the ways of drawing angles from this angle that don't look like Freerun. I want one that's really properly from below. They're always a bit from the side. Interesting. Oh, here we go. No, it's not the right angle. He's looking down. That's not right. It's like a looking up shocked panel from below. I may not be able to find one. There may not be a thing. Oh, hang on, this is interesting. This may help us. This pose has his arms up, which is what we have. Where is it? There it is. That's kind of close to what we're going with. Well, the arms are much more... We'll see if that helps us. See, scroll a bit further, see if there's anything else to give us some help. Only one that I have ever known. Alright, I think that's all we're gonna get. Maybe going a bit to the side. Maybe that is the way to go. All right, let's see what we can do with this then. Also knocked my thing. So I'm seeing a prominent cheek shape here. And I won't be drawing an Akira nose, I don't think, but that's not really my style. The eyes become very crescent moon. Now, this one here was interesting because it was a because the hands, I've drawn my hands in a totally different place. He's drawn them outwards, which looks alright. What if I do that and then have the other hand here, like that. And then he's grabbing the thing here, and then it grabs here like that. Yeah, it kind of works. It kind of works. But I think I've got to shrink the whole thing. Maybe this is not a problem. I don't think his reaction in this panel is actually very important. It's just more of a showing where everything is. Let's get rid of that old one. Let's bring it down. I don't know which way the zipline's going now. It's going like that direction. Very wonky. I can probably cover up a part of it, actually. Maybe I can bring this one forward. Oh, I'm butchering it. Alright. Wait a minute. It's not how hands go. I've drawn the hands backwards. It's the thumbs on this side. This one is largely obscured by the thing. It should be quite a bit bigger than that, actually. Not too bad. No, I'll leave those out. They're going to confuse me. Right, that's not. I don't think they're too bad. Let's have a go at this face. All right. How Akira do we make the nose? Why does his eyes look like they're bulging out? I don't want that. How did they avoid that? I have no idea. Come on now. Looks like something out of Total Recall. I think the reference is leading me. Honestly, yeah, noses are always hard to draw. Especially anime noses. Because oftentimes you don't draw the nose itself, you just draw the shadow of the nose. Oh, and this is not how his hair looks like at all. Alright, I think this Akira ref is making me draw my eyes too small. Let's get rid of that. Let's try and make the eye bigger. And I think I also drew my mouth too small in that sense as well. They may be the hardest part of the face for me. Realistic ones are fine, but anime ones are... I drew I made a good compilation of anime noses a while ago. Let me show you it. Because, as you know, anime girls don't have noses. This is it. Oh, it's a lot smaller than I remember. But there are various noses from various angles from various artists, and you see some of them are very sort of classic. This is a sort of this is what you typically think of, you know, or occasionally you think of the triangle nose, but it's actually far more complicated than that. You know, if you look at like what is this, for example? This seems like an almost inversion of the rule that you draw a dot, or they've drawn the nostrils. And to be honest, I don't think actually looks very good. But it's interesting, because what does it mean? It means that they're not drawing dots, they're not drawing triangles, it's not a symbol. It's not a symbol. They're not symbol drawing like people think they are. They are drawing noses. The dot is a shadow, the triangle is a shadow. They're drawing the shadow of the noses and often not the nose itself, because the nose on the face it's very soft, there's no hard edges, so why would you ever draw hard edges for it? The closest thing to a hard edge in a nose is its shadow, and even then it's kind of soft, especially for an anime character. It's a pretty round object, so you have to draw it with that understanding that you're drawing a little lump on the nose. Notice this one here. This whole area here, which I think my mouse is visible, you'll never see any lines here. They always leave out the lines here. And this is the tip of the nose. Is there another example? Do I have like a 70s example? I don't think I do. But it's really fascinating. Let me go back to my thing and see if I can draw what I think they often draw, like the 3D form of it. I think what they're doing is something like this. I think. I'm butchering this. I think they have something like this. I think this is something. It's close enough, at least. But they'll never draw that, of course. Instead, you'll see them draw. They'll draw that. There's your classic triangle nose. Maybe you connect the dot, and you see in a lot of like 70s stuff there. That part there's really quite a blocky shape, but or occasionally maybe they'll you see this is your dot nose. There's your dot nose. It's the shadow of the nose. You see they do a lot of this kind of stuff. Or let me draw this really specifically. You'll see a lot of this shape for a nose, and this part here is shaded in, so it's like a triangle. They do the dot nose at the bottom. Sometimes there's the dot at the top. It's sort of, you know, occasionally you'll see I'm not sure what I was doing. I don't know. Oh, okay. Occasionally the shadow will be from the other side, so you'll see this. You'll see this, and that'll be the nose. Usually from a slightly different angle. Occasionally they'll do. Occasionally you'll see this, and like that. But a lot of it's kind of derived from this kind of shape, or something close to it. Something close to it. This part is important. This part is important. It's not a sharp point. Actually, I stand correct. Sometimes it is a sharp point. There was that trend in the 90s where the noses were kind of a sharp point. I'm more used to sort of the kind of that sort of shape or that sort of shape. But I guess maybe sometimes it's a sharp point. Maybe I like the little triangle with maybe a line, but you see the key point here. The key takeaway here is you're not drawing dots. You're not drawing triangles. You're not drawing lines. You are drawing this, but you are drawing the shadow of it. That's the key point. That's the key point. You're drawing an actual nose, but you're drawing the shadow of it. And what angle it is, what the lighting is, whatever, determines whether you draw this shape or this shape or that shape or a dot or whatever. And that's what makes it good. If you just sort of draw just a triangle or just a dot. Okay. To be fair, but a lot of modern anime is really dottish. Like that, it's so stylized, it kind of is a dot. But if you want to be better, and you want it to have dimension while also still looking good. You gotta be thinking of that 3D form. It's difficult. It's difficult because it's like it's like a lot of things on the face. The more lines you add, the uglier it looks. You make your character look old and wrinkly, and especially the nose. The nose, is sort of. In fact, I'm gonna find a thing here. There's a funny thing in Bakuman, where anytime they want to make the character look creepy, like they're being a pervert, they draw them ugly, which includes drawing them with a nose that you shouldn't draw it like that. Here it is. So you get the characters here. They're sort of behaving normally. They kind of look normal, but then they do something. They act like sort of like a creep. And they draw them like this. They literally draw them like this. And it's the nose. Oh, they got the, what's the part in the middle called? The parietalum. No, wait, that's a. I forget what it's called. That part, the in between the nose and the mouth. God, you should never draw that. Never draw that. Don't ever draw that. You know, but see how they've drawn the nostrils, they've drawn the I don't know what you call it, the part on the side of the nose, and they've really emphasized the bridge. It makes the characters look ugly. You know, amongst other things, I think like they just it's deliberately making it look ugly. They'll draw like the lips as well. Like, they haven't done it in this one, but they'll often like they'll draw the lips. Let me find out what the characters normally look like. Let me find a good one. I keep finding ones of them deliberately looking ugly. It's a bit of a comedy manga, and they often make them the characters look ugly. All right, this will do. Ignore the suspicious text at the bottom. It's nothing. You know, but see, look here. There we go. They make them look good. There's very few lines. They don't draw that part in between the nose and the mouth. They don't draw the lips. They don't draw. You know that it's you. The less lines you can get away with, the better. You could hear it. Make them deliberately look ugly. Not even the JoJo's have it. I've got a picture of a JoJo thing. Let me go find it. Oh, where is it? Cells, lines. I want to have a look at it. There we go. This is from the OVA one, and we can see here a lot of what they're doing. You know, a lot of these are just shadow lines, and this is a really prominent nose. As far as oh yeah, look, see they don't. Yeah, even then they don't have the lip part. They don't have it. The part in between. Like they've got lips, but they don't actually. They, in a way, you could say they've only got the top lip. I'd argue they've only got the top lip here. That's my argument. There's no. It's less of the dividing part of the lip, and more of the what's it called, the 3D forms of the lip. Let me show you what I mean. I think if they were drawing the lip, the lip actually extends further, but they've got it cuts it. They've drawn the cut, you know, and in here they've got that, and then it cuts there. They haven't drawn the lips. I think maybe, you know, if they did that, they've drawn the lips, you know, but they, and this is shadow as well. So I think the line here. Stops right here. I don't think there's a line there. I think it ends there. And this is a really prominent face. This is like, you can see details here on a face you'd never see anywhere else. It's a close-up. It's JoJo. He's super masculine. And even then, there are details not drawn. Because you would be completely mad to draw them. Jotaro, no, you're too young to smoke. Sort of side sort of tangent, but I miss this character. This kind of character. Not even this kind of character. This is a bit too extreme. But I miss the character where the main character he's a boy. He's like a middle high school boy. He's like maybe 16 or 15 or somewhere between 13 and 17, that kind of age, you know, teenager. And he is a boy. He is boisterous, he's rough, but he's not an adult. That's the key part. That's the key part. Jotaro he's arguably an adult. Like, what, yeah, this is too far, but you know, but I mean a character who's clearly still a child. They act like a child. They've got those childish tendencies. They're immature in a dumb kind of way. But they're not shy. They're not meek. The character from Akira is a good example, in my opinion. Kaneda, I don't know whatever his name is. Let me go find some like some panels of Canada. Saying that out loud doesn't sound right. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like. You know, but here's the main character. They hide packets of ketchup under toilet seats. Yeah, you know. But here, see, like he's got a gun right now. It's not his penis, don't worry. But you know, so he gets trapped here by these military guys, and he's like, oh, I'm going to fight back. You know, he's not scared. I mean, I'm sure he is scared, but he's not. You know, he's like, no, I'm you know, he's manly. He's manly. And that's like a really big thing that you just don't see today. Today they get scared, or they follow the rules too much. They follow the rules too much. I wonder if I can find. There's another scene from it. I wonder if I can find it that I'm thinking of. Can't remember where it happens in it. I think they've gone. I think I've gone way past it now. Yeah, I think it's way past it, but there's a part in it. So in the story of Akira, they find this pill, this like military pill that it's super powerful, one of its drugs, and it's used to stop like the psychic people. You know, and Canada finds this. Canada, I don't know what his name is, and he finds this pill, and he doesn't know what it is. He's not really interested in it. He doesn't want to use it himself or anything. All he knows is that the military guys want it, and they're treating him like he's just some delinquent. They're like, you know, we're gonna beat you up, and they've taken his friend away, and so he gets a hold of this pill that the military wants. He doesn't care about it. He doesn't want it. In fact, giving it to them would probably make them leave him alone. But you know what he does? He doesn't give it to him. He doesn't give it to him. In fact, he hides it. He hides it inside the fuel cap of his motorbike. And then he acts innocent. He acts, oh, I dropped it. He tells him that he dropped it. He's like, oh, there was a rut in the scuffle. I must have dropped it. And then you know, they interrogate him for a long time. They give him trouble. They think he's lying. And he is lying. But he keeps his act up. He says, "Oh, I dropped it. You know, stop wasting my time. Let me out of here. You know, you can't hold me here forever." And eventually they let him out, and they think, "Damn, he must have really dropped it." They let him out, and then he reveals. Well, he doesn't reveal to them, but you know, he reveals to the audience that he's still got the pill. He has no reason to have this pill. He doesn't know what it is. Doesn't care about it. All he knows is they want it, so he's not going to give it to them. You know, that is such like you do not get that character today. You know, it's like by societal standards it's amoral, but it's like as a like a boy and stuff, it's like it's spite. You know, it's like you know, he's like he lives rules by his own rules, and he's not going to be pushed around by these guys. He's you know, they ruin his day, so he makes it his business to ruin their day. You just don't get that character anymore. Anyway, the brief interlude has allowed us to survive. I'm going to leave this because this really isn't an important panel. It's what's above it that's important. I really want to get this out of the corner as much as possible. It's too big. It's too big. I thought this was going to be way smaller. All right, let's try drawing the figure. I'm just gonna lower his opacity. Yeah, no, I mean, okay, you can have a boyish character in rom-com, like Rumiko Takahashi does this all the time. The boys in hers are total bastards. You know, they don't treat women well at all. You know, you think of like Ranma and Inuyasha. They don't like the love interest. Of course, well, they do like the love interest, but they never admit it. You know, except when they have to defend her life or something. You know, but I see so many, especially with isekai. The characters you see in isekai are so they're so like they don't deserve the overpowered not Deus Ex. They don't deserve all the power they've got. They're so weak characters. They don't deserve their harem. Those girls can do better than that. Alright, what are we doing with this pose? So I know it's somewhere here, and he's flying above. He's beyond, he's no longer jumping, now he's coasting in there, he's falling now. He's at the peak of the jump. And it's almost like slow motion we're looking at it in. How do we do? What do we do? But he's still very much going forwards. He's jumped too far. He's going to jump straight past him. Oh god, I don't think I can do this. I think I'm going to be way too tight to figure this one out. Do I want to maybe a bit of twist? Maybe. And what kind of sort of angle? Maybe a bit of like that. It's going to be mostly silhouetted, I think. It's the. The rope looks like it split. The rope looks like it split the panel in two. This panel I'm drawing right now, it kind of does. The rope is black. You know, that may not be so bad. I was moaning earlier about how I wasn't happy that these panels were all horizontal. I wanted some more verticality in the panel shapes, and I couldn't get it. Maybe this makes up for it a little bit. Well, we'll see. There's got to be a sort of lack of energy in this panel because it's almost like a freeze frame moment. Like he looks up and he sees him flying over him. You know what I mean? But I don't want him looking weird. But this is not the pose. It's got to be more vertical than this. I think my brain is fried. I don't think I'm going to be able to achieve this. What if I make it a bit more of a curve? Emphasizes sort of the curviness of it. Because he is almost somewhat side. Yeah, okay, let's delete this. And that. Let's try it like that. So he's... Underskirt moment. Oh, there's a few underskirt moments in this. Let's go find them. Here we go. Oops. Here we go. We've got the first underskirt moment, kind of. Where's the next one? Here we go. This one here, cleverly avoided it with the sword blocking it. Let's see. Now, these are almost underskirt moments, almost. Oh, here we go. This is almost an underskirt moment, almost. The wind has saved us. Here we go. This is a big underskirt moment. That's a total underskirt moment. You know, we've had to go with the. I'm pretty sure the entire reason the sun is in this shot is to avoid the underskirt. Oh. I think there's one more. Oh, okay, no, here we go. He deliberately made him so he's diving downwards, even though there's a terribly unsafe way to dive. That way, avoid the underskirt. See, he's wearing trousers, so no underskirt for him. Lucky him. It looks like that was it. That's okay. This one's kind of an underskirt moment. I had trouble with this one, and then this one here. That's not a butt. That's the tunic part there. And then this one here is almost it, and here we go again. There we go. You know who? You know, you draw a character wearing a skirt. You know, but they're a man, so they're not making girly poses here to defend their skirt. They're just you know he's got to be in combat all the time. So there's nothing under there. They don't. Very challenging. I think at some point in this, I'm just gonna have no choice, and I'm gonna have to like make a joke out of it. I'm gonna have like a bird fly past or something, or something. There's gonna be like a jar of peanuts blocking the view, something like that. All right, I think these arms are no good. I kind of like the legs. I think the legs are kind of okay. I think the whole torso's a bit too big. And I think he's just not big enough. That's why they call him Sun Albionis. No, you've got it completely the wrong way around. It's mooning when you flash, not sun. Alright, what are we doing with these arms? What are we doing with the arms? No. It's not so bad, but the sword's gonna ruin it, almost certainly. Wait, that's his right arm. Sword's in the left arm. Oh, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. That's not terrible. Have I got the angle right? Maybe I should make him smaller. He kind of looks a bit giant. What if we have him go past him? I think that makes more sense rather than him. I think having him there might be the way. And the angle? Okay, I'm gonna go with that. That seems kind of okay. Let's draw it again. Oh. It's gotta be, still gotta be windy. Wait a minute. No, never mind. Wait. No, that's his right hand. I did get it wrong. It's alright. I'll live. See, so I'm. Oh, son, have you played Mecha Chameleon? I've never heard of Mecha Chameleon. What is Mecha Chameleon? I've played the only mecha game I've played is Godzilla Save the Earth for the PS2. That's as close to a mecha game as I've gotten. It's the new Friends. Oh, I am sorry. I hate Friends Swap games. I think I've seen that actually, but I'm a certified Friends Swap hater. Is there any Friends Swap game that I have played? No, I don't think there is. I'm a certified Friends Swap hater. He looks like he's cheering. Look, I'm ruining it. I think the face is part of the problem. I think it's too to the side, and that makes it so it doesn't look like he's staring down at us. I don't think it's going to last long. No, Friend Stop games never last long, but painting on yourself, trying to mimic the surroundings is quite fun. But I think that's part of it. I don't enjoy fun. I'm a fun hater. I've had the crazy idea of putting the arm up. See if one of it'll pan out. I think I need to extend the legs. Well, it's kind of there. I think he's too much in control with the sword there. Oh, what if I make it really foreshortened? That kind of works. Kind of works. I think I need to do something with this face. Cut. Paste. Ooh. Oh, maybe that's interesting. Hmm. Maybe halfway. Alright, what else can we do? No, I think maybe we've got it. Well, aside from redrawing it, but I don't think I want to do that today. Proportions. What about proportions? And then I think we'll have the fire as well. That'll communicate the motion. All right. Bazinga, Bazinga indeed. I'm a bit of a Bazinga enjoyer myself. Well, I've never watched the TV series, and I never will, but Bazinga indeed. All right, we have one more panel to try to draw, and it involves both their characters falling into the balcony. And I imagine this. I've seen the only clips I've seen of it are the Big Bang Theory, but the laugh track removed, and it was quite an experience. All right. So with this one here, it makes sense that the main character here, Julius, is falling into the balcony because he's just jumped into the air with no regard for where he's going. But the other character, the thief, who has no name, just a thief, he's pretty securely on the zipline. It makes no sense for him to let go of the zipline, even though he has reached the end of the thing. I feel like in this moment, it doesn't make sense for him to drop off the zipline. But I'm going to have him do it anyway. Alright. But nice. Looks like a nice comic so far. I'm not sure how formatting a comic works. Oh, it's a total nightmare. It's a total nightmare. These two sketches here, which sometimes take me 10 minutes. I've done like some of these pages, the initial sketch for these took like 10 pages. But this one drawing here on the left side here took like over an hour. I'm happy with it now. It looks pretty good, but it took a long time, you know. But I've got lots of pages here. I've got lots of pages drawn here. I've got like 25 or so. Fun time, fun time. And the story, it's a story of a pickpocket chase. Story of a pickpocket chase. You know, where they're walking around the town and comics are a result of many deleted sketches. Apparently so. Apparently so. And the main character, he's got a sword that shoots fire. That's his whole thing. But what he got pickpocketed was an amulet that stops fire, which he had for himself, so he doesn't burn himself. Because I want to do my own, but I only know four coma. Well, four coma's its own whole thing as well. Like there's simplicity there, and you don't have to do wacky panel shapes. You can only do 4 rectangles, so there's a challenge in that. There's a what's it called? There's a manga related manga that I've been reading, which is a 4 coma. Is something I think like what's it called? Let me find it. Gekkan Shoujo Nozuki-kun, which is about a guy called Nozuki, who's a manga artist. And he makes shoujo manga, and then he ends up getting a bunch of people. I came to the right places. I want to learn. There's a lot to learn. I think like I've learned a lot as I've made this. I'm making this to learn myself. The first thing I learn is not to make the lines so thick. The lines here are really thick, and I learned quickly that was a bad idea, and so I stopped doing it immediately. What else did I learn? At some point here, and I've got these speed lines here, lots of speed lines, and they're black like in a manga. But this is color. And I learned pretty quickly that this doesn't work. So I have to add color to it to make it look a bit better. And it takes me a while to learn that. See here, this one here, the black speed lines, in my opinion, look really bad. At some point here, I learn a little bit to improve my speech bubbles, but I don't think I've been able to do any speech bubbles. There's not much talking in this one. I really like this panel here, and I think the little sound effects or with them going along the tiles, I think really makes it come together. I think the shape of them, position of them is something really, really good. With this one here, the jump, I made the jump look jumpy by adding this like smoke coming out from him. I think that's really important. I think that really makes something look jumpy. These panels here, this was a real tough time. I think if I go back here, it was this panel here. I had to draw this whole page twice, and it was really annoying because every panel on this has like there was a really detailed background. I'd drawn the whole thing, save for 5 minutes worth of work, and then my file got corrupted. I had to draw the whole thing again from scratch. It was a nightmare. And so I got burned out from there. And so these next few pages are a bit weak because I was totally burned out. But I think I got here. This was a really tough pose. This one here, this one, and it was so tough, but it came out so well that I was no longer burned out. And also I was going to the next segment of it that I was happy again and a lot of fun. I really like this background here. I had a lot of fun with this background. I did a lot of sort of like studies of how to draw sort of bricks and roads and pathways and stuff to see if I can make that look good. And I think I achieved it. I think it looks really good. You can't really see, it's too low res at this point, but I experimented with making the lines even thinner, and I'm unsure whether it was a good plan. This one here, this featured a lot of background characters, you know, throwaway background characters. Mooks, I think what do they call mobs? They call mob characters in Japan. And this took a long time to draw, and I don't think it was worth it. I don't think the result was very good. I think they looked too distinctive. Mob, M-O-B. And I've thought of theories of how to do that better. This one here was a large cityscape, and I drew the buildings really simplified. They're sort of rectangles and blobs. It's a small panel, you don't look at it for very long, so I think that's a good strategy for drawing backgrounds. To draw them just lots of rectangles with indications of roofs and buildings, and windows, rather. Specifically those two, roofs and windows. If you do that on those rectangles, it will look like a building. At this point here, and I haven't done any, there's virtually no text there, but I think I started changing how I wanted to do the text at this point. Then this next segment here, they go on a horse race. And I experimented with a different way of drawing background characters. These are really background characters. You're not supposed to notice them at all, so they're really kind of not very well drawn. And then here, I think at this point here, I'm experimenting more with the speed lines, and I've made it so the whole background is sort of blurred. I think that was a good decision. I think it looks really fast, and I don't need any black speed lines for it. There's no black speed lines anymore. I've kind of changed that. They appear very infrequently. I think it's an improvement. And the backgrounds here, you know, I guess I'm still using black speed lines, but not as much. If I can get away with it, I get away with it. I get away with not doing it. And here, see the swish of the sword here? I made it yellow or orange instead of black. I think that's an improvement. And then these here, they're white. I think white looks good on this. And then this page here, it's like a whole abstract background. Then we finally arrive at the present. See, there's so much to learn, and you can learn a lot of this by looking at. You know, I'm gonna say you can learn a lot about how to draw by looking at. Have I run out of water? No, I've got one more bottle. By looking at manga, and I say manga and not comics because I don't think there's really much to learn from comics, frankly. I'm a bit of a hoarder. You know, if I see an image, I save it, and then so I have a manga folder and a comics folder, and my comics folder is bigger than my manga folder, and it is entirely filled with examples of what not to draw. I'm going to start ranting about comics now. I'll make it short. Actually, maybe I shouldn't. Okay, no. Here. This is one example that'll be okay. That'll be okay. Okay. So here's a modern Batman panel page, and I haven't got a clue what the hell's going on. You know, let's just sort of look at this. I haven't got a damn clue what's going on. This page sucks. But they're doing a few things, but aside from having no idea what the hell's going on, they're doing a few things which I think are just terrible ideas. Just absolutely terrible ideas. They've blurred it. Even at this low res, you can see it's blurred. I think this looks terrible. Don't blur things. I think it looks terrible. Frankly, I think it looks terrible in animation. I think it looks terrible in drawing. I think it's terrible there. Then they've got these glowy effects. Look at these glowy effects. They've had glowy effects on everything instead of just drawing it with actual lighting. I think that's a terrible idea. I don't know. There's not really any speed lines. And okay, we've got there's some speed lines here. Okay. it's very shy. It's very shy. I think you could add way more speed lines and make the whole. I think you can make the whole. I think you could draw this whole explosion out of speed lines. That's what they'd probably do in manga, and it'd be way better. Anyway, on the other page are some older Batman pages, which I think are way better. First of all, there's no glowy effects. It's all flat, which I think looks cleaner, and they've all got speed lines. And so this here, look how dynamic, look how dramatic it is. You know, you can really see the direction. They got the good impact, they got the lines, it's so much fun. And you know, it's a simpler drawing. It's a way simpler drawing. This is far more dynamic than this specifically. There's no impact here, what are you doing? I think it's partially because of the rain. They could have ignored it for the action bit. I don't even know what's going on. You know, I'd say, oh, maybe it's a mood. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's try and figure it out. I'm not going to read the text. I don't think the text matters. So where is he? So Batman shows up at some place. There's fire for some reason. Is he lighting something on fire? What's he holding in his hand? Is that his hand? I'm confused. There's some Spartans or something, some Greek soldiers of some kind. Are they? I can't remember if it's Greek or Trojan. I think it might be a Greek helmet. Maybe it's Roman. I don't know. I'm too tired to think of that. But the point is, it's they've got cars. Are the cars moving? There is actually a very objective complaint there. Are the cars moving? I have no idea. I have absolutely no way to know if that car is moving or not because there are no speed lines. I have no idea if the car's moving. There is nothing that tells me whether the car is moving. You know, and then so Batman was at this place. For some reason, I think what is that, Batmite or something? Don't know why. I don't know, but and then he's doing something. Okay, it's the boss I'm after. I assume who? Does he set these cars on fire? Did Batman set the cars on fire? Is this the cars blowing up? Are these cars? Is that a car? You should draw a wheel. If you draw a car blowing up, you should draw a wheel flying off. That's a really good way of showing that it was the car that blew up. I don't see a wheel here. But, there we go. Never mind. Sorry, I stand corrected. A wheel. it's you show a big explosion. The car's blowing up. You need to, and it's all in bits. How do they know this was the car? Draw the wheel. You know, draw the wheel. Okay, there we go. We know it's the car. In my opinion, they could have done a bit better, but. Will. We got a will. Okay. So, I assume, did Batman blow up the car? Were there people in that car? Has he just killed people? Was the car moving? So, I don't know. Okay, and then Batman's throwing, what are these, I don't know what they are. They're not batarangs. They haven't really got spikes on them. They're just throwing discs. Are these tins? A lid. Is he throwing the lid of a baked beans tin? I don't know. How big are they? But he's throwing them. Is that him talking? Or is that these people talking? Who's talking here? I assume it's the guards talking, because Batman would never say that. And he throws them at the guards, and then he kicks the guards, even though he just killed them with the baked bean lid. The baked beans tin lid. I don't like how short that spear is, and it doesn't look like it's foreshortened. And the glow... What... I don't like it. I think it's a terrible panel. Page. I think it's so poorly done. There's no direction. That's what it's missing. It's missing direction. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop myself from ranting. As I get back to my own troubles. You know, spending 2 hours trying to draw a page and it doesn't actually feel that dynamic. Oh, okay. You know, I should actually properly stop myself from ranting about comics on stream, because it's like, it's impolite. You know, I'm shitting on people. Okay. How do I want to do this? I think starting place is the zipline. And we'll have him falling off the zipline. How do I want his hand going? Doesn't make much sense for him to let go. Maybe it does. Maybe it does make sense for him to let go because he's reached the end of the zip line. But what's he say? I should maybe avoid ranting about comics on stream. I can go find a VC to rant in, but or someone else's stream. But I should probably avoid ranting about comics on stream because it's like I'll give myself a bad reputation if I do. No, leave that. Okay. I want to make him more something. Okay. What pose did he have? He had that kind of pose. Do I want it like that? Do I? Yeah, I don't want it like that. All right, which arm is his left arm? Um, um, it's this one. Oh, I'm so tired. I remember years ago, back when I was at college, and for reasons, college-related reasons, I ended up staying awake for, I think, like 3 days. And I was just working non-stop trying to get to the deadline 3 days. And by the end of it, I couldn't tell the time looking at the clock. I was looking at a clock, and I'm not exactly a zoomer here. I'm old enough that I can read an analog clock, but I've been awake since 3 a.m. It's like 3 p.m. now, and so I'm at the end of my day. But anyway, so I'd been awake for 3 days. This is when I was at college, and I couldn't read the clock. I was looking at the clock. I was focusing so hard trying to read this. And I distinctly remember what was so difficult about it. First of all, I had to think to look at the clock. There was an amount of focus to look at the clock. It's like, okay, I'm looking at the clock to tell the time. I'm thinking about that. Okay, that's my first focus. Now that I'm looking at the clock to focus, to think, to tell the time, I now have to tell the time. I have to read the clock. And I'm like, okay, a clock has hands. And these hands, they associate with the numbers on the clock. And oh, but I need to look at the clock. And I couldn't do it. I could not do it. And I spent God knows how long trying to look at this clock, trying to figure out what time it was to know what am I supposed to be doing. I could not do it. I couldn't do it. I was so brain fried at that moment. I couldn't do it. That was made in 2014. There we go. But I've never done that again. I've never done that again. Yeah, I've done, God knows, probably over 1,000 all-nighters in my life, but I've never done a triple all-nighter like that before. That was a bit too much. I had no choice. I had an essay thing due, and I had to do it. Oh, that's good. He never did that again. No, no, look. I think if it had been a digital clock, I don't think it would have made any difference. I don't think it would have made any difference if it had been a digital clock. I think if it had been digital, I think I would have struggled all the same. That was it's amazing how looking at the yeah, I would have the exact same problem. First of all, I'd have to focus to on the task of looking at the clock with the intention of telling the time. That already is taking half my brain power. And then I would have to read this digital clock and think of how you read a clock. And I bet, frankly, I think even if let's say I had a little bit more, even if I had a bit more brain power and I could read that time and say, okay, it's 4 p.m. I would then have to use the brain power to understand the significance of 4 p.m. What happens at 4 p.m. Is that the end of my college day? Do I go home at 4 p.m. or when do I go home? And by that point, I've probably already forgotten the first things I was trying to focus on, so I'd have to start again. I'd be like, oh wait, I've got to look at a clock again, and how do I read a clock? I just never get that. No, I had no chance of reading that clock. It was such mayhem. All right, I want to put this leg forward. I gotta remember that. I'm gonna emphasize the butt here to memorize that. And then, all right. How's the position of these? Have I got this all on the same layer? No, I don't. Okay. So I think he should be lower. Like that. He drops from the zip line. And then he's... I gotta crunch him down more. I need to have a nice shape to this. I think he's bigger than that. There you go, like that. I think that's the shape. And we want to stick him like over there or something. Now let's draw the balcony. And I think we was going outside, was we? Yeah, okay. And I'll move them into it. I think, yes. We'll do perspective. Rare perspective grid. I better make that bigger so we can really see inside. That's way too big. Actually, maybe it's a good size for the panel, and it is actually the figures who need to be bigger. Oh, but they've got to no, they've got to believably fall into this thing. Okay. What layer is that on? Maybe I need to... Mm. That's good. That's good. That works. Okay. Let's flatten all those together. And then draw it again. Do I want to zoom in? I think I want to zoom in. Can I zoom in even more? Yeah, I think I can zoom in that far. Alright. These are the last two figures I gotta draw. You know, I kind of actually hoped that this would be easier. And I draw like 3 more pages, but that's not happening. What's going to happen after this? I'm going to give you the spoilers. Is that they fall into the building, and then this is the first time that they actually grab each other and they fight, and what the guy, he's really trying to get this necklace off him, and so he reaches for this necklace, but at this point the guy's gone and it's fallen on his neck, like incidentally in the scuffle, and so he like, grabs the neck and he's like trying to get it off him, but yeah, it's like so actually starts like strangling him with him, and then as he's like being like strangled, he's gonna reach for a frying pan and he's gonna whack him with the frying pan, and then he's gonna like jump out the window to like another direction. It's gonna be the most slapstick thing ever. Alright, this guy's going to be easier to draw. Wait, that's the back of the foot. And that's going to be it's going to be a lot of like tough drawing, I think. But then after that, then they're gonna run on some rooftops for a bit further, and then they're gonna climb up a tower, and that's when he's gonna finally get him. And that'll be the end of it. I better not draw that. These proportions are wrong. I think I'm gonna get a super rough sketch of this, and then I'm gonna have to call it quits because I'm definitely out of brain juice. Like, why is his neck 1 foot long? He's just in general he's long. He's just long for some reason. I don't need him to be that long. His pose is too dynamic. I can't fix it. fix him later. Let's have a go at the other one. He's upside down. I can't even tell what my sketch is anymore. What is this? I see there's a sword here. There's a head here. Oh, yeah, there's that there. Where's the other hand? Where's his other hand? Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. I remember now. All right. Oh no, is this another upskirt moment? I think it is. I don't even know what way the wind's going in this. All right. Put the skirt there. That'll hide it. And he's also kind of long. Don't want him to be that long. It's not crumpled enough. No, don't want to take that. I don't like this like super 90-degree angle. It's not good. And in general, he's massive, so we'll shrink him down a bit. Where's the sword? His left hand. Okay. The hair, I suppose we'll go like that. I guess I'll just hide the hair, then I'll hide the sword, I suppose, that's fine. That's good enough, good enough. I'll leave that for now. Let's draw the balcony then. I can't remember how this is supposed to look. I think there's supposed to be a grate here. We can see some of the other buildings, I suppose. I haven't designed how that's gonna look. And then the zip line ends here. Oh, hang on, I gotta draw that. He was holding it left hand. That'll convey a lot of movement. Better draw in some perspective lines. Okay. Oh, look at that. Neato. Oh, we've done it. We've done it. Oh, that got real tough near the end. But I actually, I think that's pretty good. How long did that take? 3.5 hours. Well, rounded out to 3 hours if you ignore the being distracted, but you know, there we go. Initial sketch. Good. What are we? There'll be a lot of speed lines in a lot of these. It'll probably look something similar to this. Oh. And that will reach the end of the zipline segment. The zipline segment, or the clothesline segment. And I'm probably going to modify this one. Actually, he's going too fast. Story-wise, it doesn't make sense for him to be. There's a bit of an inconsistency where he's super in control initially, where you know he's jumping off a zip line, and you know he's a man on a mission. And, you know, he jumps here because he's going to attack him. It doesn't make much sense. He just suddenly starts falling, like he's got no idea what he's doing. It doesn't matter. Whatever. I can't see any other way for them to get into this building. So that's where they go, in the balcony. So whatever. I'm not changing it. You know, and then they're gonna fight for maybe 3 pages, maybe 2 pages, and they're gonna go, and then I think this whole thing will be done after another, maybe, I don't know, a few more pages. We get near the end. I'm near the end, and then I get to draw something else. All right. That was pretty tough. That was pretty tough. Nah, I can't move to do any sort of raid nonsense or any of that. I'm just going to end it here. Thanks for watching. This was a tired sun, sleep schedule ruined sun, which describes me a lot. You know, I'm not lying when I say I've probably done over 1,000 all-nighters. There was a period in my life I remember where I think I just lived on like a 30-hour cycle or something. I just kept on doing all-nighters because I had to. I had some family trouble at the time, but I also had college at the time, so I was simultaneously kept up all night and had to go to college almost every day, and it destroyed me. Like I probably took like 20 years off my life, so you know, and I probably have like actual sleep problems, but this is the what we live. Thanks for watching. Daily reminder, I forgot to make an outro again.